Maing buntag, maing hapon, maing gabi, no matter where you are in the world. Welcome to our live stream today.
To our channel. Can you talk?
I'm doing an invite here just a second.
Okay. Got it. I just want to make sure everything is right. Okay.
I don't have a sending link.
Is your computer?
There we go. Okay. A friend of mine from Phoenix has met and I is starting to chat with a Filipina. And so I figured this might be kind of a good chat for him to get in on. And it might give us a little bit of a topic for today too. That we met online, but not in a typical way. That Bob from Lubbock, Tennessee, that he met on a dating site. We know a few others that have met on dating sites. We've got a good friend that she was a call center agent, and he did a call, and they wound up chatting and liking each other, and so they gave private numbers and exchanged info and met that way. And I've heard just about every possible way of meeting Filipinas. Some people come over on vacation and leave married. Some come to the Philippines and find women and get married. So like I said, I think I've heard just about every possible way, and I'm sure there's others, to be married or to meet a Filipina. After we start getting a few viewers on here, I'll ask some of their input and what their advice to someone just meeting a Filipino might actually be. But
You get two now. So maybe you get.
So what advice would you give to somebody just meeting a Filipina?
Be specific on what you're looking for. They're just a big.
You mean like tall, thin, short?
Yeah.
Or what do you mean by be specific on what you're looking for?
Like qualities, like direct to the point, be upfront, be honest on why are you in the dating side, or like just be upfront rather than you keep chatting and you have hidden agenda.
Okay. And that's one thing I have noticed about Filipinos in general, is that it sometimes can be taken as rude, but they do. They have a tendency to be rather direct, and sometimes bluntly to the point,
It's like
especially in areas of relationship.
Because you can be honest and then move on to another one. Like if you're not working, to you keep chatting and if you're not honest and then winding up spending a month or two, what's the sense? You're just wasting the time. Just move on to another. It's
And
not like you're in a dating website. That's the reality. You will chat a lot more. Okay, even I chatted 2, 3 maybe.
that's well, what advice would you give somebody that met non-traditionally? Like, I don't want to mention names, but the couple from California, the way they met, or others that have met through Facebook or something like that, not a dating site.
It's a good question. It's still the same thing. Be transparent and be honest. Like, do you want friends first? Do you want a girlfriend, boyfriend right away? You want to, just be honest on the situation you're in. And are you looking for just friends in, you know, general? Or are you looking for, we'll start with friends and moving to courtship and then engagement, marriage? I
Now,
would say it's always been the transparency and honesty. Like wherever you are in a situation or a relationship, just the one common goal that you need to is your agenda on that person. There is no,
can't really hear it. Echoes.
I like part here. Turn it up. Oh yeah. This is a microphone. Hold on,
Turn that
Lois.
down. Hang on. We'll try and. Okay, what microphones are working right now? None.
Is that
We had that happen one other time, and I don't remember what I did to fix it.
you unplug it? Try to fix it.
No, there was actually 2 active microphones last time, and I'm trying to think if there's any other microphones that are active. No?
Let's see. Try to talk.
Okay, how's that working? Well, thank you. I'll have to give Tom and Ruth a shout out and a thank you.
Okay, how about that?
Okay, is that getting a little bit better?
Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Mr. Daniel, how you doing?
Hi, Cleo, Paul, and Ate Marlene. Thanks for joining us today.
Then
The arrested Daniel Smithers.
Smithers, British Columbia. I'm gonna have to ask Google Magellan here.
Lucky is from Miami. Cool.
Oh, very cool. Your brother was just up in Orlando. That he was teaching over in Miami. That she's kind of quietly checking the sound for the. I think there may have been 2 active mics for some reason, and I've been. I'm not going to take the camera down; it's kind of wedged in. I've been experimenting with a little bit different mic setup, and it was plugged in, but it shouldn't be active.
Okay, you're okay now.
And so I unplugged it, and it seemed to have went away. So it somehow wound up being active when it shouldn't be.
Okay. Yeah, Daniel moved. I remember that John.
Well, he said down in downtown Smithers, British Columbia.
Okay. So since we have
Holy
few,
Dude, you're halfway to Alaska. No, I think you're actually way more than halfway to Alaska.
that's why he said when we visit to Alaska, he'll give us a tour and go to that. What called that? Remember?
It's you weren't kidding when you said you were there.
Okay.
Now you've never been to California. Canada.
Yeah. Okay, we have viewers, so go back to your topic.
We're a friend of mine back from Phoenix that he is just meeting a Filipina, and he messaged me on Facebook and was asking some questions. And I know most of you here, or I think all of you here, are actually married to Filipinas. And so I'm kind of asking for some input on him, uh, what it's like just getting a relationship started with a Filipina, and any advice we can give him. That
So,
Cindy made a few comments, and the biggest takeaway on that one was just whether you're meeting through a dating site, Facebook, call center agent, and yes, we know a couple that she was a call center agent, and he was getting some tech support done, and they wound up hitting it off, and a couple years later, we're married. Uh,
long distance, yeah, long distance.
yeah, right now it's long distance. He's back in Phoenix, and she's from Davao area, down in Mindanao. So until this situation clears up, yeah, it's going to wind up being long distance.
Correct. I like that too.
I don't know, and I haven't really broached that subject with him yet.
So, what's in your case? What are the red flags for chatting a Filipino? Aside, okay, I know some like asking for money. Parents are in here. My parents get sick, or I'm sick, or I need. Would you mind sending me money? Of course, number one is money.
And that was my biggest thing is I wouldn't have dealt with somebody asking for money. Uh, Somebody asking for a little bit too much personal information too quickly.
That's normal.
Uh, Sadly, in today's society, that's something you do have to watch out for. But yeah, with Filipinos, that is pretty normal.
You could ask Bert. You could be like best friend with another Filipina in like 1 hour.
See, I just said I got friends. I don't even know what their birthday is.
Birthday. What's your status? What's your
Uh, but yeah, the stuff like that is somewhat normal. It would have taken me way off guard.
saying I love you just 2 days of meeting and not showing up on time? Yeah, that's one thing too, no?
Yeah, I've heard of that a lot. Is somebody that tries to be too attached too quickly, yet won't be around to cam or anything like that. And I haven't even thought about asking him about that.
Yeah.
Larry, are you married or just involved or just interested with the Philippines? Please don't hesitate. Join in on the conversation. Any information, any questions you have. Everybody here is really good about that and pretty transparent with what goes on in their, what's gone on in their relationships. Red flags. Yeah, the biggest one is money and not being willing to
Show up on camera.
do a video call.
Or time to like, oh, I'm doing something.
Well, time is
Well, you need to,
a little bit challenging because of the time differences.
but you need to meet or schedule a time to talk.
Right, and as we got more serious, we scheduled time and made time happen.
Because I know a couple of Filipinas like, oh, they schedule time winding up, the girl is not showing up, or she has a lot of reason, and a few months later, only to find out she's married.
Yeah.
So.
Now, a lot of Phil-M's couples I know, the big "I love you" came out way quick and fast, but it worked out. And from what I've seen and heard, that it wouldn't be terribly uncommon for a Filipina to be attached quickly.
Yeah.
We got attached fairly quickly.
Well, yeah, Daniels and some will say one girl will come and make them. That's one thing we did not do. Well,
Yeah, we
because
didn't follow that one.
when you showed around, I guess I trusted you much because when you showed the pastor, your friends, like I'm always like going with you wherever you go. Like you show everything, you know. Remember that? You're just listening. You can comment.
Uh, I'm helping him get logged on.
You cannot talk. Kira and I talked online for a year before we even married. Oh, that's good. We talked for 6 months, right? Online. July, August, September, October, November, December, January. Almost 7 months. Or 6 months and a half.
Yeah, but we talked for about 2 months before we decided we'd make it permanent.
Yeah.
It was right after. Well, no, it was less than that because I sent you a ring for your birthday. So yeah, we only know each other about 6 weeks.
Hi, Kuya Steve from This Is Our Philippines. Oh, it's raining there. It was reporting out rain last night and yesterday, no? Right, John? That was almost 18 years ago. Wow. Yeah. Long time ago. So that's like Yahoo Messenger? No.
Oh, okay.
What happened? John is fixing something. Sorry about that.
A friend of mine is trying to watch on his mobile device, and I'm trying to tell him
Chat.
how to log in for chat
You could do that John. Okay.
from there.
You go click revive. I can do in mine.
I know, but I go through the YouTube app. Okay.
Don't do the YouTube. Yes, Yahoo, we get married. Yes, yeah. Wow. Dude, we chatted in Yahoo too for a couple of times, no? John? Did we?
Uh
No? I don't remember. It's all Facebook and Skype.
yeah, it's Facebook and Skype. I don't think we ever did Yahoo.
Yahoo.
Yahoo. Yahoo.
Okay, going back to our topic about red flags.
Uh yeah, for me the biggest thing was asking for money and asking too many personal questions too quickly. We exchanged a ton of personal information after a few weeks of pretty intense chatting. Early on, we chatted heavily quickly. That we'd normally chat an hour or two a day after just a few days. Uh,
So what made you think, or what made you decide that I'm the one? I'm the one, or this is the girl I'm gonna marry. You know, with so other women with each
because
other.
you were cute.
I'm cute that time.
You're still cute.
I gained,
You're just sexy pregnant mama cute now.
I've gained 20 pounds now
Uh,
from my original weight, which is not bad. I'm trying. I'm trying to less carbs. So I didn't really eat much rice. So no soda. If I eat chocolate, it's dark chocolate. I eat more fruits. avocado, dragon fruit, mango, apple, orange. So trying to, check my diet, right?
And you're doing an outstanding job of it.
Exercise too, walking, yoga, not swimming. For me, besides being beautiful, it was her family values. Oh yeah, I like it. I like what Daniel said. For me, besides being beautiful, it was.
And a lot of that was too. That
You
she
didn't,
had,
you didn't really finish. You said it was cute, and then
we got distracted. Squirrel came along. Uh, help him. You may need to take him through and show him how to log into the Facebook app.
Or she can
YouTube app.
hear for now, listen for now, and then we'll talk to her.
Okay. That she's my tech support in a lot of this stuff. She does a way better job
Voluntold text.
of explaining to people than I do because I assume too much and assume people know a little bit more than they may actually know. So, Steve, where you at? You're driving through the rain. With you being a driver, it's really hard to tell where you're at the moment. But yeah, Cindy's values. And after a few days, a week or so, we kind of knew that we wanted to be at least really good friends. And the chats started becoming a little bit more serious because of that. And at that point, even though it's still fairly quick, I didn't mind sharing as much personal information and background and such. And so we got to know each other fairly well, fairly quickly. Oh, Illinois can get some horrible storms really quick. Yeah, they can get some Philippines level weather over there. But now, Steve, you and Molly met while you were in the military over in Saudi, right? Because there's actually a fair amount of fill-in couples I know that have met that way. That Ahizi the Islander, that him and his wife met that way. He was in the Marines, and she was over in Middle East somewhere doing some kind of OFW work. I'm not entirely sure what.
I'm giving him options.
But my thought train derailed.
So 6 months that we have chatting, and then you came here in the Philippines, and then 2 days you arrived, and get married.
I wasn't in the Philippines 48 hours before I was hitched.
Instead of doing school, whatever, you get married. You're screwed, dude. What's so funny? So I'm supposed to wait for him in the airport. And guess what? I got lost on which airport?
Well, not airport, terminal.
A terminal. You're easy, huh? I have my vaccine, so we go for focus on that, John.
Yeah, we're getting.
You're silly.
We're carrying on like 3 different chats. I'm sorry. Oh, you were a contractor, not the military. Okay. That's actually kind of surprising. We've got a couple that did that exact same thing.
Yeah, I think Lisa and her husband met in Saudi Arabia or Dubai. I think Lisa was HRM, like work in a hotel.
Okay.
So they've been married now for over 10 years.
But yeah, like I said, that meeting in the Middle East seems to be more common than meeting in the Philippines.
Yeah.
It seriously seems to be almost as common as meeting online on a dating site.
Because I know Kuya Paul and Auntie Marlene's story too. they're writing letters and actually get
Yeah,
married
Paul and Marlene,
get
if they're
married
still here, yeah, they started out in old school.
Mr. President anyway.
He met somebody on Facebook. Uh,
You asked him?
Yeah.
All right.
and
Oh, Martin message. I thought-
okay, yeah, that's part of the reason why we have 3 different chats going. For whatever reason on the app, the comments here come up about 30 seconds before they do here.
Yeah, it's good.
And I played with that repeatedly in a lot of different ways, and I'm not entirely sure why that happens, but it does.
So do you regret marrying quick?
Not at all. That
You get married 3 times too, right?
yeah, this was my 3rd marriage that
But
I
you
had
get married 3 times with me, the same person too.
yeah, we got married 3 different times within a year.
A lot of contractions with that one.
That yeah, that there's a lot that do that, and I was surprised on how many have met that way. Way back in the day when Subic and Clark were still open, there was a ton of marriages there. Uh, Bud Brown and Bud and Gloria Brown met back in the 60s. Yeah, he was Vietnam era. He was a sailor in Matt, and they've been married 40 plus years at this point.
Yeah.
Uh, Not really concerned, but just wondering, again, he's never met anybody or done anything like that. And it's not a typical way for an American to meet somebody. He knew that her and Cindy and I had done this, and so he was asking some questions, and we've always been pretty transparent in pretty much anything we've done. And I've known him for quite a while. I used to work with her. That I don't know. He's still trying to figure out how to get on to.
So Irvin, has you talked to her on the phone? I told him he could send a message in Facebook
That
and we could read it to her. Either way, whatever comfortable with you, feel free to. Because we could call him later on and do a share screen on Facebook. And
that might be a way to do that. That Cindy might know how to do that.
I used to train people, so. Nora and Brad were the same way. The story kind of mirrors background. Oh,
That again, that's way more common than a lot of people think.
yeah.
We actually randomly met a guy in Phoenix that he was not a contractor, but he did maintenance at Clark, and back in the 60s. And him and his wife met at Clark. That she was one of the. He was the one in charge of doing the procedures for the clearing of the fence line and all that fun stuff. All the not landscaping, but the security procedures for that, and keeping all the brush and stuff away from the fence. It was during the 60s in Vietnam, so it was a security thing. And they would periodically hire crews to come in and do a lot of the trimming and stuff like that, as in addition to the chemical that they would put down. But it was one of the crew members that they hired that he met and started chatting with and started going out with and wound up marrying.
I wanted to do another video about tips about. Remember before when we had tips about?
We did a video a while ago, a long time, not a long time ago, but a while ago about that.
Oh, good job. Welcome.
Hey, Mr. IB, how you doing today? You finally got here.
Perfect. I'm so proud of you.
That we've done a video, and that may not be a bad idea to do an update video, especially during this time when a lot of people are doing that, and some ideas on how to keep a relationship going that may have been started that way.
Sure, lots of you. Like, because it's always been you. It's always been what works for you, what works for others, what works,
And one thing that helped me, and I did a lot with Cindy.
Yes, we can see your messages now.
Yes, we can, Mr. IB. How are you doing this morning? IB is also from Phoenix. That I had an Isuzu Trooper when her and I first met, and it worked out perfectly. That the Bluetooth headset that I use a lot, I'd set the camera in the dash, and there was a pocket between the dashboard and the window that propped the phone up perfectly. And so I just set the camera so that she could see a driver's perspective. And so we went all over that way, and it was way cool. And that way, because it was on a Bluetooth headset, we could continue chatting, and she could see what's going on. And yeah, we went to church, and we went to grocery stores more than once. And again, with the way everybody chats online anymore and talks on their headsets, even though a lot of the grocery stores really don't like you doing video in the grocery stores, because you were just holding a phone up and talking on a headset, everybody assumed you were talking. You were just carrying out a phone conversation. They didn't realize that it was a Facebook or a Skype call that was being video.
Yeah.
So it was kind of neat, and she got to see a lot because of that.
Good job.
Yeah, that is definitely true. And before we make that, I'd kind of like to do a video call with you and ask some of your input and ask some of your advice to people that are still trying to do that, especially right now.
It's hard for us to do long distance for the two of us when you're here in the Philippines and I'm in the US, and then it's not good.
No, it gets crazy quick. And
so hi, David.
morning, Mr. David. How you doing today?
Hi, Mac. Curly, his wife is in Cebu now. It's my schoolmate in high school.
Oh, very cool.
Their classmate, actually, my jeweler, middle brother.
That
Wow, that's so cool.
oh, you're a driver? That
That's cool to know, the stories and how you meet your spouse.
That
Or how it works. How your relationship works, even if it's a long distance,
and that's just it. That's kind of the cool thing about modern technology is guys like Paul and Marlene, Bud and Gloria. They didn't have this. That they wrote letters. Bud and Gloria were a little bit easier because of being here, but they didn't have a lot of this. They didn't have the ability to make connections with a lot of other people that were in similar situations, and they just kind of wung it on themselves. You know, and today, we're having a conversation all over the freaking world with everybody.
Oh, because she watched me say it's original. It was 180. That's so cool.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago that data was horribly expensive. Phone calls were next to impossible. And even if you made them, they were prohibitively expensive. Uh, yeah, that Buddy, I don't think remembers before the internet. I don't think he remembers before unlimited internet.
Oh, yes, Steve said, this is the longest I've been away from my wife.
Yeah. If it's not, ironically, if it's not too personal, how long has it been since you managed to get back to the Philippines to see everybody? Because, yeah, I know a lot of people that are kind of stuck in other countries that just can't get back. John from Philippine Experience is a prime example. Uh, Mike and Michael and the ones that just went back. Michael and Jane were kind of an example that they went to come back, and he had always come on a Balikbayan visa, and they got to the airport, and the airline said, "Nope, not happening." Fortunately, they were able to get a 9A visa real quick.
Daniel said getting any better.
Yeah, IB. That's one thing that you're going to have to keep in mind. It's going to be. I hate to say it, but at this point, it's kind of looking like it might be middle of next year, mid 2020 or 2022.
Yeah, it's like the longest. Because I have friends that they have their fiance petitioned them, but it's been like over a year now, and there's no update yet from the U.S.
Yeah, that right now things are stinking crazy. On that K1 visa journey, I see a bunch of them being approved, but some of them are making comments that they're having a hard time getting flights.
Yeah.
That's
David said 2 years since we were back. Daniel said it's looking like we're not be going there until we're like, hmm.
that's
And then Kuya Steve said last visit was January 2020. Oh my God, last year when we came.
yeah.
One year and 8 months. Congratulations, baby. I like your expat hat. His hair is so long. Sorry.
Yeah, I do it more to hide the hair than anything else at this point. I haven't been to see a barber in probably 4 months. Landers does a free barber shop though.
Dana said going to miss the birth of pumpkin.
That most Filipinos here use data connection, and it's a prepaid data.
So I have a buddy that's been in a relation with her on Cebu 20 months and he just moved up to Cebu. But they never met and they're hanging in there.
And that's entirely realistic. It's been shut down that long.
Yeah. I have a college classmate too, like she's just also in a relationship with US American for over 20 for maybe 22 months now.
Yeah, because it was March of last year, March of 2020, when all this broke loose and shut down and all this good garbage came.
Yeah. I have
Started
her
getting silliness.
office mate too. Like they met in 2019 and up to right now it's been August of 2019 we were here. Remember that? And right now their K1 still not frozen. They're
Really?
waiting. Yeah, they're waiting. They're hanging in there. Remember that? The guy that when he came back to the US, he brought me 3 in 1. He's one
But
of my trainees,
okay, 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 okay.
the Mormons guy.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. That pumpkin is due.
Last week of October or first week of November.
So I'm expecting mid-November to be a typical Filipino, couple weeks late.
October 3rd, first or
Yeah,
also
Filipinos are notorious for being late as well as anything else.
no comment on that.
Yeah, I've kind of got her broke into
I'm
American
not-
time frame pretty well.
Yeah. But so far when I was working, it was really on time. Chop chop man.
Yeah,
Filipino
you
time.
ain't lying on that one.
Right.
That we showed up to a Filipino an Asian event.
With Bangladesh, Pakistani, Indian, Vietnamese,
Yeah,
Filipinos,
it was an Asian American Lions Club.
Burmese, yeah.
And that was actually kind of cool because it was a mix of a bunch of different Asian groups. But anyways, we were the other side of the valley,
We
which was
texted
going to be
them.
long. Traffic was bad. We texted them like 15 minutes in advance. You know, hey, it's going to be a while. I don't know when. We wound up getting there like 45 minutes late. Well, I was horribly embarrassed. She wasn't too bad.
I'm not embarrassed.
And we actually were not the last ones to show up. There were people that showed up after we did. So even after 45 minutes late,
They're still not starting.
I was kind of joking around with one of the Bangladeshi guys that I know. That I was asking him. So is it Filipinos in particular, or is it Asians in general that are late? He said, yeah, it's Asians in general that tend to run way late, but Filipinos tend to run particularly late.
Irving has a question. Does prepaid data cost a lot?
Depending on your perspective, yes and no. Things most Filipinos make about 500 bucks or 500 bucks, 500 pesos, about 10 bucks a day.
You could.
It costs a lot. If you put it in US dollars, in
Data is not expensive. If you could have one day unlimited data for 30 pesos, depending on your provider, like Globe or Smart. Because when Mama ran out of load, I'll just do unlimited data for 30 pesos, and that would be one day. And if it's 50 pesos, that would be 3 days. It's basically $1.
yeah, 30
30 pesos is
there's
less.
ballpark 49 pesos to the dollar.
It depends though. It depends on how much. If you're frugal like me, I find ways to do unlimited, like unlimited call, unlimited text, and then unlimited data. I mean that unlimited data you could do browsing Facebook, YouTube, and everything.
But
So I learned that because I remember like 10 years ago, oh, I always do this because that time that was just 10 pesos. And now it's 30 pesos a day. So
and that's just it. Part of the reason why it's so inexpensive to live here for Western incomes is because the economy here is built around people making 400 or 500 pesos a day, and the economy is such that you can survive on that kind of money. You're not going to thrive. You're not going to. It's going to be a struggle, but you can get by on 400 or 500 pesos a day. It's the same as being working poor in the U.S., Canada, or anywhere else. You're not going to thrive, but you can survive. If you're making more than that, you're able to do a lot more. And the advantage we've got is you get a very good exchange rate, even when it's bad.
Yeah. If you're in this relationship now, the guys are using Facebook Messenger. Seems to be the cheapest for them. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the Smart and Globe both have programs to where
Facebook
your Facebook is doesn't count against your data.
Yes, that's a lot.
So you can buy,
cheaper.
1 gigabyte of data for, just a handful of pesos. And because Facebook doesn't count against it, you can use it all day or all
Other
week or
ones
however long
use
that.
Viber or WhatsApp. But
Viber and WhatsApp are getting to be real common and real
but
popular
Facebook
too.
Messenger is the most popular. So
That definitely seems to be the biggest standby.
even my parents who are around 60 something before when before I left to the US, Mama said, I was never gonna learn this Facebook thing. And then sure enough, she learned how to do Facebook because that's the only um, communication. Do you know if you're having a boy or girl, or are you waiting to see?
I'll let you field that question.
Why me? Okay, yeah. I appreciate you on my emotions. It's basically me. We already knew 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, we've known for a little bit now.
Well, 2 months ago, but we know already the gender, but it's 60-40, and then we need another ultrasound. That was a month ago, and I told you we just don't want to do in public. But since you're here, you get a bonus.
We say a lot of things on these live streams that we don't generally say publicly.
Yeah.
And so people that show up to these live streams, they'll often get a lot more
Yeah.
information, a lot more personal information off of
For
these.
us.
So
I'll let you. I give you the permission, so I'll let you.
yes, we are having little baby pumpkin girl.
Yes, it's a girl. And
We've basically picked out a name.
Shana, give some blessings from God or favorite by God.
Channah, Chana.
Yeah.
She's already given me the okay that I'm gonna get a tattoo on one arm for Chana and on the other arm for my son.
Yeah.
That on Chana is gonna be the Philippine eagle and her name in the Banahayan script.
Congrats.
And
Thank you.
the other arm will be the American eagle with Buddy's name and birth date beneath it. And so we're going to get the Philippine tattoo done here. We're going to get the American tattoo done by the guy that's done all of my other artwork back there.
She had a hard time and she was right near the ocean. She could walk with it.
The Philippines, and I just read this article, comes in third in the world for broken coastline, but it's got more coastline than all but like 3 other countries in the world. Because it's made up of entirely islands, it's not continuous.
I like Max said, I have both my kids on my shoulder and my burning part. Oh, that's so cool.
That's yeah, she's probably got a Nipa house. I'm gonna make this offer for Cindy. I'll deal with the fallout later. But Ivan, if you want to share her Facebook page to Cindy, that she can talk and ask any other questions or
or if she has self text or mobile number that I can talk, I have unlimited data or unlimited call text.
Pumpkin is a nickname.
Reach your sister, the oldest sister.
Yeah, that my oldest
Suggested.
sister kind of gave that the initial when we first found out the ultrasound gave a birth an expected birth date,
October 31st.
labor date of October 31st. And when we were telling my sister about it, she was making comment about a Halloween pumpkin.
Yeah.
And so that and at that point, since we didn't know or anything like that, pumpkin worked out perfect because that would be
Yeah.
a perfectly acceptable gender neutral nickname.
Yeah, and we don't know. So,
And
wow.
so yeah, after a month or two of being called pumpkin, we realized that one's gonna, you know, that poor kid's gonna get settled with pumpkin for the rest of its life.
Yeah, because even my mama calls her pumpkin, so the rest of my family. But since her name is Shana, so she has several nicknames. Yes, you said I know as a girl.
It's it's not COVID.
It's
It's
40
not
years.
COVID. I normally have it back in my
So
pocket.
it's either we can call her a lot of nicknames, either Hannah, Anna.
It's 40-year smoker.
Is your friend going to be with a Zoom meeting? Oh, we can do that. You could walk.
Yes, I need to do that. My son actually gave me an idea. He attends a weekly auction, and that was one thing he liked about it. That if you do the Facebook events off the page, it automatically corrects to whatever time zone the reader is in. And so I'm going to schedule an event. I've been meaning to do that last week, and I just spaced. And again, this goes back to I need to get my life better organized. But anyways,
I've never been organized.
yeah, good luck with that.
I
I don't know, Ivan. Ivy, you going to be around next?
You could talk to him.
I'll talk with you a little bit more. That do you know what Zoom is, Ivan?
You talk to him. Not now.
That and anybody else that's on here, I believe it's next. I don't know. There it is. That the third Monday. Yeah, it's next Monday.
16th or 23rd? 23rd.
23rd?
Mhm.
On the 23rd of August, we are going to do a Zoom meeting.
Just for exclusive for this.
And it's going to be, like I say, I'm going to do it with the Facebook event
Mhm.
so that the page members will know about it. I'll probably talk about it a little bit more on the live chats, but not so much on the Chica Chicas or anything like that. And a little bit of that is because I don't want 2 years from now somebody watching a Chica Chica and expecting the live chat to be or a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
And a little bit of it is I'd kind of like to keep some of the stuff not exclusive, but
Friday.
for people that are more currently active with us and kind of know what's going
You're
on.
not really trying to be secret. It's just more of
Kind of a perk of being here and putting up with me, us doing a monologue for an hour a day.
monologue. It's because we build relationship of all the people that we always have. You know, our channel is small, so we'll keep that way, building relationship.
Did we have COVID shots? No. She can't because she's pregnant.
My OB-GYN advised me to do so, but I told her that every time I get flu shots, I got fever.
And that's an absolute no.
I like it. Thank you.
That we're going to be doing a video. We pretty well got settled in on this, so we are going to do
you, Mac. Appreciate you. You're trying to be a big one.
And we're slowly growing it, and that's what it is.
Thank you, Daniel, for your questions, advice, suggestions.
Definitely, thank you. We appreciate
Appreciate
you
you.
coming here like this.
Yeah, and then we will be finishing also in a few minutes since it's been an hour.
And that's just it. We do. We try to be respectful of everybody's time. We appreciate you guys coming like this
Yeah,
and being open with people here.
yeah, especially to me, to the Filipino American relationship. You know.
It is, and it's kind of cool like that. There's a lot of channels that do just relationship videos. There's a lot to do.
Or mix,
We do a little bit of a mix.
or whatever we feel, whatever, you know.
And that's just it. It's seeming to work for us, and
We're grateful we have this channel though, because if not, we're getting bored because so lockdown and everything.
it
We're
would
just
be.
here in the house. I hope to meet your friend. Cool.
And that's part of what I like about the Zoom meetups is it allows people to
To
connect
share.
a little bit deeper, differently,
Yeah,
on a little bit different
it's
level.
building friendship too. It's like wherever, like you have in New Zealand, Canada, Phoenix, like you know, it's just good. It's just a good feeling to socially connected because especially with this pandemic, you know. I'm thinking, good night. Good night.
I know
Say
that
hi
feeling.
to Cha Cha. Her name is Charisma too. Oh, Cha Cha.
What's Cha-Cha's name?
Charisma.
Oh, okay.
I have a.
Her sister-in-law is
Charisma,
also Cha-Cha, so
yeah.
I didn't know.
She's a really neat lady. She's amazing. You know, Max.
Oh, okay.
Max wife. So I know her since first year up to fourth year. So
College or?
in high school.
Oh, okay.
So she's my. So.
But as you can see, Ivan, you're definitely not alone on finding Filipinos, and I'm certain everybody here will give you some amazingly positive stories.
Correct.
You will hear some amazingly negative stories. I'm not going to lie on that one. That is very true, unfortunately. But yeah, definitely get with us.
You can talk to Ivan next after this call, or you know, just reach out to him for a few minutes.
Cindy can help you set up a Zoom account and get ready in Zoom.
It's not really an account. You just need to sign in, click the link, and you're good.
You see, she set up ours too, so I don't know how to do all that stuff. She's way better at some of this stuff. Some of it I'm a little bit better at, and so it works out
We
well.
complement each other.
But it has been 58 minutes. We try to limit these to an hour or thereabouts, kind of respecting everybody's time and you know the being here on this.
Yeah, thank you, Kuya Paul and Nephew Marlene, Kuya Steve, David, Daniel, Mac, you, Ivan, thank you so much. We appreciate you all for joining us today.
And don't forget to come back tomorrow. I'm going to do a live stream, the walking live stream again. I'm going to try and do from downtown, down by the Fuente Circle area. There's a couple things down there that I'd like to go check out. I'm going to see how the signal is in that area today, though. So, but from Cebu City, mabuhay.